Okay, this is going to be my attempt, first attempt at One Book July, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. I just got this at Michael's, which is a little bee charm that only costs like I think $1.50, and it's so darn cute. It's perfect. And this is a traveler's notebook from Speckled Fawn. Is the Wild Heart 3-way bifold, and this one cost $47. So for the price, I think it actually is a really great deal once you see what's in it. So I have another video that shows how I put rings in it, but for this one book I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do rings or strings or elastics, so I'm doing both in here. And you'll see there's different parts to it, and you'll see the top, it has a bunch of stuff in it. So I count it as one book, but you can see there's just a bunch of individual traveler's notebooks. There's going to be one here, two here, and then my rings. This is going to be my One Book July. This comes with this elastic here, and so you can just open it up and then be able to write here. I've been putting just a little bit about this so I know what the traveler's notebook was for this time that I'm doing it. And then I couldn't commit to one pen, so I'm just going to own that and say I'm doing a bunch of pens that are set here, and I won't change them throughout the month. And then I'm going to do the version 2, which is the project, and my project is going to be Inbox 0, which if I can achieve this, it'll be amazing. So I'm going to put a little bit of information in here. You can see my goal is really develop a central system to organize information and plans. It was getting a little bit confusing, and I wasn't sure where to go for what and how to organize my daily to-dos. So I love the idea that for this One Book July, I'll figure out a way that I can have one location to look at the active to-dos, and then I'll be able to go, oh, I have to do this, then I'll reference a particular notebook, and then that one will have some more additional information, and when I finish I will go back and then put the next to-do in this particular one. The rest of it's just empty for right now. And then, oh, just so you know, for this particular notebook there's also a pocket here, and so this pocket is going to have some stickers from Happy Scrappy from this month. This was actually in here from when I first got this, so I had started some things to do. So I'm just going to leave this and just use it as a little note paper. This is also from Happy Scrappy, and it's two-sided. This doesn't come with a slit, but I just made a slit with a little craft knife, and that was really easy to cut. Right now there's nothing in here. This will flop over, and then this is kind of the main 6-ring binder part. It's a personal size. I got it out of a thrift store binder, so it's held in by 2 of the strings. I just redid this afternoon, and so it is kind of thicker and at the same time maybe thinner, and it's a little bit confusing to me exactly what happened, but I didn't like the tabs that I had made. So what I did is I took some dividers from some other kind of 6-ring personals that I got from the thrift store, and I am a big fan of both Cocoa Daisy and then Happy Scrappy, and so there's going to be a combination of those types of inserts here. This is a little plastic flyleaf just to keep the first page from getting crumpled when it kind of gets caught in the side when this closes, and this seems to be working really well to protect this. And then it also turns out that it's kind of, because of static to the plastic, this first page sticks to it, and because it extends a little bit further out than the actual page, I can just flip it over and then I'll have my active to-do list. But I also have a section here for today, or what I would think would be daily to-dos, so I could put it here and then just have things running. The one thing about any to-do list though is if you have it set up like this and there's not a priority level, it can get all jumbled, and so it's hard to kind of know what's your top 3, or if things have changed, how do you either code it by color or number or star system or something, so that you're actively maintaining it, so that you're putting the most important to-dos at the top of your list every day. And since you're writing it down, you can't really physically move them unless you put them on page flags or some type of sticky notes, which is something I have thought of, but I'm going to try to work with this, and I think the month of July is going to be the time to kind of play with this. This worked really well because it had like a week layout, if things weren't something totally active, I had other places to put them. Now that I changed the dividers, I might have to figure that out at this point, how I'm going to update where I put to-dos that aren't super active here. And you can see I was able to do a lot of things. There are some things that I haven't done, so if it were like a bullet journal type of system, I would just push things forward. So I may kind of combine that a little bit. So I put these new dividers in. It's monthly. So monthly has the month calendar. I started just yesterday to put these little symbols on from the Happy Scrappy kit, and I'm hoping that this will help a little bit kind of prioritize something for that day. It could be personal. I'm trying to figure out, I think this could be personal or something very big work-wise where I'm not going to be at the same location that I usually am. Then there's a couple of other things. I happen to have just one of these pullouts from Alexis Trenchcoat. She has this free printable, and I'm using this to kind of put down some important dates that are a little bit easier to maintain just when you're looking at everything together. And I'm actually going to make my own printable, which will be a academic year, and I think that'll work out a little bit better for me so that it matches both the work commitments and the personal commitments I have. So I'm going to continue this until I make that, but this looks like it'd be pretty easy to make in Excel. And I have from the Filofax the year calendar, just so it's really easy, and I've just checked off the months so I know exactly where to go to. If I'm looking at the date, it also has 2017 here. And then the weekly, because I'm using just one book, I don't have my work binder, and I don't want to, if I'm going to commit to the one book, I'm not going to use the Hobonichi A5 that I have, or the Cousins, where I like to have the weekly 2-page week layout that has all the times on it. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. I like that other layout. I don't wind up putting it doesn't really take up a lot of room. I could show you later how that's working, but I'm wondering if I might be able to get in a lot of the major commitments here, because I always have my phone anyways, and my phone has my Outlook on it, so I can always double check my phone and just highlight things that I probably only have 4 to 6 things every day where I have to be at a certain spot at a certain time. I think that will all fit here, and we'll just see how it goes. I just have to give it a try. Meetings that haven't been scheduled, and I could then list them here, or agenda items where I need to meet with someone, but it doesn't have to be at a specific time, but I do need to meet with them this week, or make a phone call. That might just wind up going here rather than going to those individual agenda and call lists, because then that way I don't have to keep on flipping back and forth. So we'll see how this goes. Today is going to be the individual to-do list. I'm not going to keep to an individual day though, and I'm trying to figure out how this is going to jive with what I've been doing here. I'm just going to have to figure it out. I really like this because as soon as I open it, I can look at it, but I guess if I open this up and go here, it would be the same thing. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I was trying to not commit to too many things, because if I wind up putting something and look, I wanted to do 10 of this particular item, and I didn't get to that at all because I had to cover for someone. So I think I'll just let you know how it goes in a week. And then I have the note section, so this is kind of the brain capture area. So whenever I'm thinking about something or I'm talking to someone, I'm just jotting down some notes, and I have some different things that I can use depending on what's there. The address area is another tab that came with this set, and for right now, I just put some note paper in there. Maybe I'll need an address here and there, I'm not sure. And then I have my project list. There's going to be, I combined my personal, and then this would be more work, is what I just started this afternoon. So then that way I can have both of these here. And then I'm putting a page number as to where you would go, and I'll show you where I'm going to put a lot of those projects. But the projects can be here. So I have things like, one of my projects is to be healthy, and so I have some goals here. It's a high priority for this year, so I kind of was brainstorming, what are the parts of being healthy, and And just so you know, I always like cut these little things so I can pull them in and out, so I can write on them if I want to, or I can move it around really easily without having to open up the things. And if you could tell, I could flip through this really easy without them falling out. So, and I love these little Happy Scrappy graph paper ones, so I'm getting the note paper from them, and we'll see. So, and then this is like, I thought, oh, why don't we do some, like, another project would be plan a trip, and I can start a budget, and then once I have a budget, I can say, oh, this is how much we have to save to get to that spot. Some more kind of just brainstorming things. Okay, and then these were some project pages that came with one of the old personal things I got from the thrift store, and so I might try this and see. I should at least use it since I have it. And then expenses, so of course I went to Michael's. I hadn't been to Michael's in a long time, so we'll see how this works. I think it'll be good to just have a running list, and maybe I'll color code them at some point. But this came with one of those other planner kits. Health and fitness, I thought was kind of fun to have. I had already started, and I had taped it so you don't get to see, but what I had done is for health and fitness, I had a set where I have different things, elliptical, swimming, running, or weights, and then I'm doing how many minutes, and then I tally up the total number of minutes. So that way I know if I accidentally, or not accidentally, if I skip a day and I don't do anything, I really want to make up for it the next day, and I'll be able to graph it, and hopefully it'll look like I'm doing more on a regular basis. I put in a little weight tracker, which came with one of those things. So this is a really old thing, but in case anyone wants to know, that's what my weight is. So hopefully my goal is going to be 120, and so hopefully I'll see it kind of, maybe it'll go up and down. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm using the system of these little tabs, something like this for repairs. I'll just know it's under R, and then that makes it really simple. So, and I'm thinking like someday maybe list is going to be under S, and stickers are going to be under S. So it just makes it kind of a way of organizing and a little file system within the planner. I have one little thing here, another little guy here. I also have another one here. I'm just trying to figure out how to use these little inserts so that makes it easy to flip to something. I have some clear little things here. I have my credit card and driver's license in here. And then on this side, I'm going to do some color coding. So these are Staedtler Tricolor Plus pens that fit really nicely in here. This didn't come with an elastic here, so I went to Michael's and I got the I guess it's kind of like a rainbow elastic, so it looks so cute. And I just made a couple little holes with my hole punch, my leather hole punch, and then strung it through, and I was able to get two different ones. So there's one that has just plain paper, so if I want to just doodle or draw something, I could do that really easily. And then this is a Happy Scrappy one where it just has graph paper. I did initially have a habit tracker on this one, and so this habit tracker I think worked really well. So this is for some random stuff. I just love this personal notebook insert from Happy Scrappy. It's just so pretty, so I had to put it back in, and I'm going to figure out how to use it just because it is the cutest and prettiest thing ever. So it makes me happy just to look at it. And I have my Hobonichi pen that fits really neatly here. So it's probably cheating by having so many things in here, but I think when I put it in my bag to go to Michael's today, it was really easy. When I pulled out, I just opened it like this, pulled out my credit card, and then I stuck the receipt in here, and then I was done. So I think it actually is going to work out really well. It's not that heavy, and it is kind of funny to have everything in this one notebook when I have probably 50 other notebooks at this point that are either ring binders, or that's probably an exaggeration, but I have a lot. I probably need to make a count of that so that I see how crazy I am. Alright, that is it, and I'll probably come back in a week, and then definitely at the end of the month to show you how far I got. Thanks guys, bye.